Hi, this is Yagya Chhabra from Mudra Club. Today we're gonna start with the Real Estate Investment Trust Regulation 2014. This regulation introduced in previous year by the SEBI. The short form of this regulation is REITs. The REITs or the Real Estate Investment Trust shall means a trust registered as such under these regulations. Real estate assets means a real estate assets and any other assets owned by the REITs, whether directly or through a SPV. Silent features of the REIT regulation including the following. First, real estate set up as a trust and registered with SEBI, it shall have three parties such as trustee, sponsor and manager. The trustee of the REIT shall be a SEBI registered debenture trustee who is not associated with the sponsor or manager. C. REIT shall invest in the commercial real estate assets either directly or through a SPV. In such SPV, a REIT shall hold or proposes to hold controlling interest not less than 50% of the equity share capital or interest. The point C says that the REIT shall invest in the commercial real estate assets either directly or through a SPV. This SPV, the REIT hold at least 50% of the equity share capital or controlling interest, means REIT shall control the SPV. Point D, further such SPV shall hold 80% of the asset directly or properties shall not invest in other SPV. This SPV is indicated in this SPV. Such SPV shall hold 80% of the assets directly in the property and shall not invest in other SPV. Means the SPV has a business of assets or the property. Point E. Once registered, the REIT shall raise fund through an IPO. Subsequent raising of fund may through offer, right issue, QIP, etc. The minimum subscription of the unit shall be 2 lakh rupees. The E point says that after the IPO, the follow-on public offer or any other issue, the minimum subscription size is 2 lakh rupees. The unit offered to the public in IPO shall not be less than the 25% of the number of the unit of the REITs on post-issue basis. F. Unit of REITs shall be mandatorily listed on a RSC and REIT shall make a continuous disclosure in terms of the listing agreement. Trading lot of such units shall be rupees 1 lakh rupees. For coming out with an IPO, the value of the asset owned and proposed to be owned by REIT shall be of value not less than 500 crore rupees. For the minimum issue size of IPO is 250 crore rupees. The trustee shall generally have an overseeing role in the activity of the REITs. The manager shall assume operational responsibility pertaining to the REITs. Responsibility of the parties involved are enumerated in the regulations. The REIT have a multiple sponsor, not more than 3, subject to the each holding 5% of the units of the REITs. Such sponsors shall collectively hold not less than 25% of the units of REITs for a period of not less than 3 years from the date of listing. After 3 years, the sponsor collectively shall hold minimum 15% of the units of the REIT throughout the life of the REITs. Not less than 80% of the value of the REIT assets shall be incorporated, completed and revenue generating properties. Not more than 20% of the value of the REIT assets shall be invested in the following. First, development properties. Second, mortgage backed securities. Third, listed unlisted debt of company, body corporate in the real estate asset. Equity share. Fourth, equity share of the company listed on RSC in India which derive not less than 75% of their operating income from real estate activities. Fifth, government securities. Sixth, money market instrument or cash equivalent. However, investment in development projects shall be restricted to the 10% of the value of the REIT assets. K. The REIT shall invest in at least 2 projects not more than 60% of the value of assets invested in the one project. Detailed investment conditions are provided in these regulations. REITs shall distribute not less than 90% of the net distribution cash flow subject to the applicable laws to the investor at least on a half-year basis. REIT shall through a value undertake full valuation on an hourly basis, updation of the same on an hourly basis, half and declare NAV within 15 days from the date of such valuation and updation. The borrowing and the deferred payments of the REIT as a consolidated level shall not exceed 49% and the value of REITs. In such case, borrowing and deferred payments exceed 25%, approval from the unit holder and the credit rating is required. Detailed provision of the related party transaction, valuation of assets, disclosure requirement and right of unit holders are provided in the regulations. However, for any issue requiring unit holder approval, voting by a person who is a related party in such transaction and associate shall not be considered. Thank you.